Okay. Welcome to the Wrestling Pod. I'm your host, Carlito Santiago, and today we are here to review Monday Night Raw. Before we do that, please, if you could do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, drop a like, comment down below, and turn on those post notifications so you never miss a stream. Well, the Vision stood tall over Monday night, establishing itself as an unstoppable force on Monday night after WrestleMania 41. Would Seth Rollins and co. be able to continue that trend this week in the Xfinity Mobile Arena in Philadelphia, where Braun Breakker would square off against Jey Uso in the main event? Another one of these motherfucking matches? God damn. So, following another beatdown of the top babyfaces in the company, the Vision opened up the show. After some hype from Paul Heyman, who made his name from ECW back in the day, he turned the mic over to the World Heavyweight Champion Seth fucking Rollins. Now the Visionary was interrupted by Jey Uso's music and an enormous ovation from the former title holder. See, Uso cut a promo calling Braun Breakker a little dog. He will keep on the porch. Rollins fired up the badass, infuriating the second generation superstar. Heyman invoked the names of Sandman, Sabu, Rob Van Dam, Tommy Dreamer, and the Dudley Boys, and wanted to get to the point of having, of course, an Extreme Rules match for the, main event. So they did. So Braun and Uso will be in an Extreme Rules match later in the night. This was great. A B was for what it was worth. It was good. Heyman was fired up here, though. I'm sorry about this. Hold on. Heyman took a victory lap, basking in his successes and Hall of Fame contributions in the city of brotherly love. Of course, he was fired up here, clearly feeding off the energy in the building that is latest stop in the city, in which he became the godfather of Extreme. Breakker asked into regards to Tommy Dreamer, another one of those hilarious comments, making like, is he still alive? Braun Breakker not knowing Tommy Dreamer's still alive. Fucking get out of here. Backstage, Asuka apologized for interfering in last week's match between Io and Roxanne, costing her the victory, to which the Genius of the Sky declined any backup on tonight's match. She may have regretted that decision at one point, as Raquel used her size and physicality to her advantage. So we got to, that match. However, the former women's world champion fought her way back into the match, fending off interferences from Perez and leaving Rodriguez reeling. The bullet train attack in the corner set up the over the moonsault as Io scored the victory here. A post-match beatdown ensued until, of course, the Eradicator made the save and stood tall. I guess good booking in a sense of having, this thing with Rhea and Io, which could lead to a break with Kyrie and Asuka versus Io and Ripley. Who knows what's going on there? I don't know what's going on in that vicinity, but hey, they're doing more women work than fucking SmackDown is, honestly. Like, that's something that I'm getting pissed off too about, is that SmackDown is doing nothing women-wise, while Raw's not doing anything tag team-wise. But that would change later on, hopefully. We'll see that. This was another strong match from Sky, who's been the measuring stick in their performance in WWE this year. The post-match appeared to set up a tag team rival between the Judgment Day and the duo of Sky and Ripley. So, there'll be that. Asuka and Kairi Sane took exception to Io allowing Ripley to come to her aid, but her former Damage Control teammates were not impressed. So a shouting match began until Sky stomped off in frustration, and yeah. We're building tension there. But now we had Penta squaring off against Xavier Woods, which resulted the babyface making fools of the New Day and mocking their opponent's mourning hat 2 weeks ago. So we really got nothing from Penta right here, so we're just gonna end the New Day. So we're just gonna throw them right here, even though the New Day are a tag team. That seems right. That seems fitting, right? Yeah, no, and having Grayson Waller at ringside too, that doesn't work. See, Woods controlled a large portion of the match. Penta was able to fight back, though, and wiped Kingston and Waller at ringside. With no distractions, no more distractions at least, to take his focus off his opponent, Penta delivered a Mexican Destroyer to score the victory. Graded a C+, and it's absurd that Penta, who once appeared to be the biggest win away from breaking through the main roster, took a backseat to the New Day's morning. Yeah, I'm thinking we need to get Penta back into that IC title picture, man. Or even like Seth Rollins in that world title picture. You know what I mean? Like, you really know what I mean? Like, we really need to show off Penta here more. Or have him appear at Worlds Collide, which will be happening September 12th at 10 p.m. if you guys want to catch it on Friday. We will be setting up and getting ready for, of course, this Monday, the 15th. Because we'll be going to Springfield, Mass for that fucking show. And I can't wait to see all of you guys there if you guys want to see us. It's gonna be great. But we had a tag team match. Finally, something that WWE has finally been able to put in here. You know, work with their tag teams a bit. The tag team champions were shown here. See, it was the Judgment Day taking on, of course, Dragon Lee and, of course, Mr. Iguana. So the Judgment Day defeated Mr. Iguana, Nino Herbergus, and Lola Vice in a 6-person mixed tag team match, during which Finn Balor introduced his demon-themed puppet, El Demonito, to combat, of course, La Yesca. So Balor and JD McDonough rekindled their rivalry with Iguana, who partnered with Dragon Lee. The heels controlled the action early, but the babyfaces mounted a comeback. It was not enough to earn them the victory, though, as the heels proved why they are the top tandem on Raw. Well, sort of, I guess. Balor and McDonough shook off the introduction of La Yesca and earned the win when the former pinned Lee, of course, hitting the coup de grace. A post-match beatdown, of course, got in there. And the AAA Mega Champion, Vikingo, took the fight to the Judgment Day and to Dominic Mysterio. Of course, as we're going to see, Dominic is going to take on Vikingo for the AAA Mega Championship at Worlds Collide. So that will be nice to see that. But this is great to see. Nothing talented there. And, of course, what's going on with AJ Styles? AJ Styles showed up, and now we don't see him here? I don't know. We had another women's intercontinental match between Becky and Natalya. See, the latest video featuring Bayley aired centered on the internal dialogue she had been having with herself on her recent failures. It concluded with the role model admitting she does not know what she needs, to which the same internal voice responds, "How about a hug?" No. We're not going back to that fucking gimmick. Please. Not the whole happy, smiley Bayley. Anyway. Back in the arena, Natalya was forced to fight through tremendous pain in her shoulder following a nasty collision with the ring post. See, Lynch, a seasoned competitor with a sparkling resume that can be attributed to her ability to take advantage of every opening, targeted the joint to her advantage. See, she slowed by the pain, sorry. The Queen of Hearts was faced with the prospect of surviving rather than serving the aggressor. See, Lynch laid out Maxine Dupree and, of course, Akira Tozawa at ringside, applied the disarmor, and forced the submission for the win. A post-match beatdown of Dupree by Lynch ensued before Nikki Bella made the save and laid the man out, furthering their rivalry, which we haven't seen Nikki Bella since God knows who went. What the fuck? Wasn't that 2 weeks ago we saw Nikki Bella? Make the fucking match already. Make the fucking match. I'm sick and tired of this shit. Alright? Make the fucking match. You knew it was going to happen. Where the fuck is Nikki Bella for the last 2 weeks? What has she been doing? Other than sitting back, probably watching Becky defend her title twice. What the fuck? 3 weeks even. Where the fuck has Nikki Bella been? What is this feud? We're only fucking what? We are literally 1 more week away. Yeah, we are 1 more week away and we don't even have this match set. Fucking announce it. Fucking announce it. Naomi addressed the universe. Of course. I want to turn that anger into some positivity. The chants of Naomi rained down from the stands as the Women's World Champion took to the squared circle to address the universe. She directed the fans' attention to the screen, where she turned and her husband, Jimmy Uso, told Stephanie McMahon, "What's your story, podcast?" that she is, of course, pregnant. I want to first and foremost say congratulations to Naomi and Jimmy and Big Jim. We here at the Wrestling Pod support you guys. Naomi, take as much time as you need off. Hell, if you want to come back with a baby in arm, shall you do so? I'll be all for it. But hey, listen, congratulations to both of you. You guys are going to become parents, and every child is a miracle. So, um, congratulations, Naomi and Big Jim. Instead of taking the predictable route of straightforward, being a straightforward babyface, she healed it up. She refused to hand the gold, dismissing Adam Pearce. She said the bloodline will continue and laid her championship belt in the center of the ring. However, Naomi warned the locker room she will be back for a title, even if that means holding her baby while she does it. No one wants to see a performer leave in the midst of their greatest run, but congratulations to Naomi and Jimmy Uso for their family-based announcement. In true Naomi fashion, this was a fantastic promo that matched her outstanding character work with a genuine woman who she has won fans over every time she has the opportunity to show them who she really is. And I agree, this is definitely A+. This is definitely an A+, and I want to show that fucking, our gratitude to them. So again, congratulations, Big Jim and Naomi. But now, it's time for the main event. Braun Breakker threw caution to the wind early in Monday's main event and nearly brought the match to a close and put himself on the sideline. See, an early bump over the top rope and onto a shopping cart of weapons left him hobbled, and his knee clearly hampered him. However, Breakker shook it off and seized control of the match. Now, Uso proved his own resilience, fighting his way back into the match and delivering a spear for the near victory. The babyface unloaded on the badass before Bronson Reed made the save. This brought out L.A. Knight. Yeah. But then Seth Rollins got involved. And then that's when we got like Mussolini. CM Punk, as the contest descended into chaos. But Punk inadvertently sent Knight through a table, enhancing the tensions between them, which, when it looked like it may be another big night for the Vision, Roman Reigns' music here. The OTC showed up, delivered a massive spear out of nowhere to Breakker, only for Uso to drive his opponent through the table with an Uso splash to score the win. Great. This is good. Now, something my cousin brought up, of course, is something I want to mention. There's already tension building with Punk and Knight. All right? Now, Rollins, Punk, Knight, they're all the three. So, when you insert Jey Uso, he broke this down. I don't know. I said, hold on. Maybe he can explain it for you. Hey, Lou. Lewis. One moment. Explain to them what we discussed over the weekend. Remember the Unforgiven?
Oh yeah, that is gonna be Jay.
No, explain how you said it to me.
Oh, why they should name it Unforgiven?
Yeah. Well, sort of. Well, why?
Basically, because you got LA Knight is Unforgiven at Rollins for the whole, stopping his momentum. You got Punk Unforgiven and still mad at Rollins for being a punk ass little bitch and wanna be him and screwing him out of the championship. You got Rollins mad for Punk leaving and basically always being compared to him. Pussy, you're just him. And then you got Jay, who is just mad because, he just left out. And, he needs something to do. And he's Unforgiven because Triple H doesn't write him nothing. So he's Unforgiven.
And that's why the September pay-per-view should be Unforgiven. But also, now, as of course, if you guys heard that, broke it down, everybody's Unforgiven. See, Punk fucking doesn't forgive, or Seth Rollins doesn't forgive Punk for leaving. Of course, LA Knight will not forgive Rollins for the injury they took. And Punk and LA Knight won't forgive each other for what they've done. This leaves Jay stuck in the middle. So, that means Jay will be taking the pinfall here for Rollins to retain. So we already have a prediction set for this. It's most likely Rollins retaining. But this ain't going to take away from this. This is a fucking great match for an Extreme Rules match to kind of close it off. And, another note, of course, Sheamus and Rusev will have a good old-fashioned Donnybrook match at Clash in Paris. So, I can't wait for what we're going to see here. Hopefully Braun Breaker's knee is okay. Hopefully he doesn't, have to take some time off. This was fucking insane. This was a good show. So what was the grade of it? Well, this was more like it. After a show that felt too much like a placeholder last week, this one got things back on track. A fun main event, storyline progression, a hot close to the show, and a huge announcement from Naomi. And still a question and doubt of how we're going to do this, because Stephanie Vakir still owed a women's world title match after winning the Battle Royal at fucking Evolution. So, what are they going to do for the women's world championship? Well, Adam Pearce better start fucking thinking. Not everything was perfect, as it became bogged down in the middle, but it recovered nicely and set fans home excited after an upcoming PLE and Clash in Paris, rather than treating it just like another show. So graded a B, and I agree. This show had some great moments. I mean, of course, the main event with every star coming in here and fucking OTC coming back with a spear and standing tall with his cousin, that was great. You got this big promo from Naomi about her being pregnant, that was great. It kind of bounced back after a couple of mid-card matches, but again, how we opened and how we started was pretty solid. So, again, I admire what Raw did. More tag team work needs to be done. You had your women be stellar in this, hold up the program pretty fucking good. But yeah, kind of work around these little, mid-card ideas, Feature some more tag team action. Your main event only grows with the stars that you put on there. So, and the fans will pull for this. So this is good. This is a good show for Philadelphia. Gave the fans something good. And fucking gave them an Extreme Rules match. That's fucking awesome. Respects. I will be back on Saturday and Sunday and Tuesday for the next Raw review, for the SmackDown summary, and for the pitching ideas. So, and of course, you can catch the predictions for Clash in Paris next week on Thursday, 6 p.m. You guys can check it out. But they need to start getting their asses in gear because they only got about a week left. So, I will see you guys later. Peace!